turns it over for the second time today, although they do have the lead 7-0. One more look at this play. Roberson, the top receiver for the Demon Deacons, had the ball stripped out and ripped out by number 10, Jamie Robinson of the Seminoles in the secondary. So the Seminoles secondary atoning on that play, and they get the football back. Mark Jones alongside Robert Griffin III, Quint Kessenich down to the field. Florida State trailing 7-0. Mackenzie Milton back in for just the second time in this ball game, and he hands it off into the boundary. It's Treshawn Ward. Milton went to the bench for the second series of this football game, giving way to Jordan Travis. And Travis back on the sidelines as Florida State comes in 0-2 after a disheartening and disconcerting loss last week at home against Jacksonville State. 2nd down and 1. Deacons have the lead courtesy of a 49-yard touchdown catch by A.T. Perry. Bad snap. Milton wisely throws it away. It'll be 3rd down and 1 as we revisit RG's keys. Robert.
Yes, with everybody who's joining us now, we talk about speed demons. If you like a lot of plays, Wake Forest is trying to run them faster than Usain Bolt, so buckle up. We talk about trench work. Will FSU's D-line be able to hold up against that tempo that Wake Forest likes to run? And will Wake Forest's D-line be able to hold up against FSU? And then lastly, you've seen it already, or we talked about it, the two different quarterbacks. I'm not the host of The Bachelor yet, but Florida State has to make a decision on who their quarterback is going to be and who they're going to give that final rose to. I don't know who it's going to be, but maybe we'll find out by the end of the game.
Well, there's one of the contestants there on the sidelines, Travis Milton, the other one who handed it off, and Miles Fox made a great play on Ward for the stop. It's 4th and 4 after the loss of 3. So in once again comes Alex Mastromano to punt to Taylor Morin, who is an all-ACC punt return selection. There he is, number 83.
You know, they say Mastromano can go both ways. He can kick it with both feet.
One of those prolific Australian kickers that we see so frequently in college football. Demon Deacons came after that one. And Morin will set up that offense after a 44-yard punt. Well, one of the unique features of this Demon Deacon offense, Robert, is the way they have a pronounced mesh point as they go quickly, about 90 plays a game. Tell me about the mesh and why it's different.
When he talks about the pronounced mesh point, most teams go here, pull it out, make the decision, throws, hand it off to the running back. Wake Forest, on the other hand, they like to go here and ride and Miss Daisy. Just let it go a little bit longer.
Okay.
So they put pressure on the defense. They make sure that their eyes are in the right places. You see right here with Sam Hartman, he puts it in and he lets it go, and he tries to make the defense think he has the ball. And then on other plays, he will pull it out and make throws because he's an RPO quarterback that is looking to throw, not run.
This time he gives it to his tailback, who patiently waits for the hole, Beal Smith, the ACC's leading returning rusher in yards per game this year, brought down by Travis Jay. Gain of about 6 yards on the play, 2nd down and 4. This team will go very quick. Hands it off again. Nowhere to go this time for Beal Smith. He's going to be stopped up by Amari Gaynor out of Tallahassee, Florida. Sets up a 3rd down and long coming up for Wake Forest.
Florida State's defensive line, Keir Thomas right there setting the edge, doing an awesome job of playing in the backfield. Whenever you play against tempo, you have to make plays behind the line of scrimmage to slow them down.
Hartman up top, nobody home. Incomplete at the 28-yard line. It'll be 4th and long. So into punt, it'll be Ivan Mora for Wake Forest. He'll be kicking it off to Travis Jay and Keyshawn Helton. There's Helton back at his own 27-yard line. Seminoles come into this game 0-2. Mike Norvell told us he's not even going to try and front or fake it, that this game is important, instrumental in them getting off to a good start. A little bit of contact. There's a flag thrown. Somebody ran into the punter. Helton on the return. And he's drilled at the 16-yard line. Darian Williamson was the one that ran into the punter, Ivan Mora.
A lot of the issues at Florida State these past 2 weeks have been their discipline and their penchant for penalties. And they keep shooting themselves in the foot. These self-inflicted wounds are really what's holding them back. It's not the effort, it's not the talent, it's the discipline.
Well, we talked about it. Norvell willing to tell anyone willing to listen that this team is only 2 plays away from being 2-0.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense, number 21. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So it'll be Wake Forest football after the personal foul, roughing the kicker.
You see here, they always tell you when you get close to the punter, fall away, do something. And you're going to see Coach Norvell right here like, come on, man, what is you doing? I don't think he said it like that, but
right.
I can imagine.
Well, we talked about the penalties last week in that loss against Jacksonville State. 11 of them for 114 yards. The majority of them, Robert, coming at very critical and pivotal times. Most of them in the second half of that loss, a disheartening loss at home at Doak Campbell Stadium against Jacksonville State, their first ever loss to an FCS team.
Yes, FSU has had 3 straight losing seasons. In the second half, they're up 17-7 with 9 minutes left in the game, and they had 9 penalties for 100 yards in the second half. It's inexcusable. It can't happen. And all of Nole Nation is waiting to see when this team is going to wake up.
Christian Turner in the backfield on 1st down and 10 after the penalty. From the Demon Deacon 47-yard line, a little motion up front.
False start. Offense, number 59. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You see, the thing they did wrong there for Wake Forest, the offensive lineman didn't point at the defensive line, right? Usually you see these guys go up there pointing fingers like,
right.
Oh, it was him, it was him.
Does that really work?
He kind of just looked guilty. It happened one time in the NFL when I was in Baltimore. We actually got the ref to be on our side because a couple finger points.
Let it go, man. Let it go. 1st and 15. Out of the shotgun, Sam Hartman. Keeps it himself after pulling it out and makes it down to the 45-yard line. Well, kick off your Week 2 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with the Countdown Crew on ESPN and the ESPN app. Go all access with Jameis Winston. Hey, he played at Florida State.
Yes, he did.
Takes you inside the offseason transformation. Plus, Randy Moss ranks today's best college football catches with You Got Mossed. And Hartman with a great spin move. Spun it like a record on a turntable. Hartman with a nice move on Sidney Williams on the missed tackle.
Definitely got Sam Hartman on the 1s and 2s out there. Florida State's defensive coordinator Adam Fuller's like, why is this guy running? He's never shown us this.
New wrinkle, and they break one off the left side. Inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Christian Turner, the talented transfer from Michigan, will make it 1st and goal as they continue to go quick after this 15-yard gain. Quint?
This Florida State defense now hands on hips are a little gassed. Disheartening. They had to come back on the field after making that stop. The punt penalty costly. This D searching for answers on a hot day.
Got them reeling right now, Quint. The handoff to Turner. Couldn't get around the corner. Shut off nicely by Travis Jay. Maybe the best athlete in that secondary for Florida State. Hat off, he'll have to come off the field for a play.
I was going to say, that was an excellent tackle. You don't see corners tackle like that, and you know why? Because Travis Jay used to be a safety. So they got him out there as one of the best athletes on the team, moving him around on the defense because he's a playmaker and they want him out there.
The handoff up the middle of Turner. Did he break the play? No signal. Flag down as well. Tackle made at about the 2-yard line. And another flag. I'm not sure that the Seminoles got their men off the field in time.
Oh, my goodness.
Illegal substitution. Defense. More than 11 players on the field at the snap. Half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
So they had an illegal substitution. This guy right here running off the field. What are they doing? We talk about discipline. We talk about the self-inflicted wounds. Wake Forest does a great job getting the ball snapped, knowing that Florida State had too many guys on the field.
2nd and goal. Hartman is out as a receiver. They line up in a wildcat. That's a formation they like to use a lot with Turner.
Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Wake Forest just giving it right back.
You know they say the company you keep kind of rubs off on you. So maybe Wake Forest is having some of this Florida State, that lack of discipline and penalties rub off on them.
2nd and goal as they move it back 5 yards. They like to line up in the wildcat formation with their tailbacks Beal Smith and Christian Turner. This time they go conventional with Hartman, Beal Smith to his left. Beal Smith takes his time, good patience, and it pays off. Touchdown! Christian Beal Smith with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season and the 10th of his career.
Right here, you look, oh my goodness, you got the running back. The offensive line is cutting the defense with the zone scheme. Beal Smith, a guy who got Kenneth Walker III, the starting running back from Michigan State, to transfer from Wake Forest because he wanted more carries. This team is playing efficient ball. Yes, they have a few penalties here and there, but the one thing they're not doing is making the drastic mistakes that Florida State is, and the Demon Deacons are trying to make that transition from good to great.
Good to great. That is the credo, the battle cry this year for the Demon Deacons. We welcome you to ESPN College Football, folks, presented by Papa John's on this incandescent day and a radiant sky. Folks, you're watching the ACC on ESPN.
You with the ACC? Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, so far, Wake Forest. Tell you, there used to be a time when Florida State first came into this league, the ACC, that they ran it. I mean, there was no other way. There is no other way to put it, but times have certainly changed as parity has emerged since that initial time they came into the league. And right now the Seminoles down 14-0. Couldn't have scripted a better beginning for Dave Clawson and Wake Forest.
Or a worse one for Florida State, right? Wake's got a touchdown off a turnover and a touchdown off a 4th down penalty. Both self-inflicted wounds by the Seminoles.
Wake Forest experienced it earlier. They are the smallest Power 5 school in the country. And some powerful, famous alumni we'll tell you about later. Speaking of powerful and famous, let's go back to the studio, Matt Berry.
Mark Jonesy, that'll get you some good cut-ins all day with that kind of flattery. Rocket Mortgage Studio updates and ACC scores to pass along. Will Shipley up the gut for Clemson. They take a 7-0 lead over Georgia Tech. However, this not good for the ACC. Just ended moments ago. Western Michigan beat Pittsburgh, who beat Tennessee a week ago. 44-41 the final. Jonesy, keep the compliments coming. RG3, keep the singing coming.
Hey, just keep them checks coming. Okay, Matt. Meanwhile, back in a quarterback, it's Jordan Travis looking to pull the trigger, going to take off instead and slides in safely. They're going to mark it back at about the 28-yard line. He picked up 3 on the play. There's a look at the difference in snaps between McKenzie Milton, the comeback player of the year in college football, right now watching from the sidelines, and Jordan Travis, who actually started their first game of the season against Notre Dame. 2nd down coming up, 7 to go. Travis keeps it and is brought down after a gain of about 3 by Ja'Cory Johns, who had that fumble recovery for a touchdown last week for Wake and a flag down.
Oh, another flag.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 30. 15-yard penalties added to the end of the play. 1st down.
Well, the Demon Deacons certainly haven't had what you would characterize as a clean game so far either, Robert.
No, they haven't, and it's a little out of character for them. You know, Florida State had 11 penalties last game, where the Demon Deacons had 6 all year. And today they're racking them up left and right, so Coach Clawson's going to have to get on those guys and make sure they dial back in.
Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Travis hands it off to Jashawn Corbin. Brought down by Johns. Remember, Corbin had that huge 89-yard touchdown run in their opener against Notre Dame. I mean, Robert, there's certainly talent on this Seminoles team, and that's what makes things so puzzling, right?
Yeah, it does. It's not an issue of whether they're getting the same type of guys. It's more of a cultural issue, right? They haven't had the consistency that they need. 5 offensive coordinators since 2017. These guys just don't know what to expect when they walk into the building.
Travis fires complete to the sideline to Darion Williamson out of Brownsville, Tennessee. There's been a carousel of coaches that have come through the doors, offensive coordinators going back to 2014. Coach Dawsey, then Sanders, Bell, Art Briles, a guy that Kendall Biles, pardon me, a guy that you're familiar with, Robert, and Coach Dillingham in the present right now, their 5th offensive coordinator. Between the tackles, Corbin with a nice run, getting a nice push from an offensive lineman. What does that do when you have that kind of turnover at that coaching spot?
Like I was saying, it's just consistency. It's not that any of those one coaches is not a good coach. It's they all have different philosophies. So as a quarterback, when I come in, and I've had 5 different coordinators in the last 3 or 4 years, I don't know what our system's going to be. I don't know how that coach is going to see the game. So then I cannot grow and develop as a player, and development has been a big issue at Florida State.
Ward in the ball game, takes the handoff, finds a seam, stays on his feet. A flag down, and he goes down inside the 20-yard line. Zion Keith finally bringing him to the turf. But he rode him for a while to pick up 22.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 28. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the play. First down.
The foul is going to go against Keith, who made the tackle. There have been 2 15-yard penalties on this drive by Wake Forest.
Yeah, you know, they say misery loves company right now. Wake Forest is racking up the penalties, and I don't really blame Zion Keith right here. He's like, man, this dude's taking me for a ride, man. I got to get him down somehow. Treshaun Ward, keep him trucking, brother.
First and goal. Little screen pass complete to Ward. Finds the end zone. Touchdown, Seminoles. And a big-time answer by Jordan Travis at quarterback with the aid of a couple of important penalties to get their first score of the game. And the crew that has traveled up from Tallahassee happy about that result on that sequence.
Go ahead, Nold Nation. Stand up and get excited. Jordan Travis and Treshaun Ward get in the end zone. Finally, something good has happened for Florida State in this ball game. And maybe, just maybe, they can chomp their way back to Tallahassee. There's a long game ahead.
The extra point is good for Ward. That was his first touchdown catch. Former walk-on capping that drive. And for Travis, that was his 3rd touchdown pass of the season, the 10th of his career. So you brought up the Bachelor analogy, Robert. He might have a little bit of those roses leaning his way right now, right? I know it's early. I know it's early.
But this has all been a part of Kenny Dillingham's plan, right? They're dating them right now.
Okay.
You want to talk about the Bachelor, right? They're on the 3rd date. They're going and seeing what this guy can do and what can that guy do. And Jordan Travis, they believe he is a guy that can be special for them for years to come. He's great with his legs. He has a great deep ball. They want to get him more in rhythm. So this plan of switching him and McKenzie Milton out is something that is working for them right now.
Let's go downstairs to Quint for more.
Yeah, you spent any time with this Wake Forest defensive staff. 2 totally different game plans. One for McKenzie Milton, one for Jordan Travis. And quite honestly, off the record, they said, you know, Travis is tough to defend because his ability to run. He changes the math. He adds that zone read element. The way they play it with the defensive ends changes. He changed the numbers in the box. So that's what we're seeing on that last drive. Wake Forest defense, no answers for Jordan Travis.
Tell you what, he's got that added dimension to his game that makes it a little bit more difficult, as you alluded to, Quint, to game plan for Jordan Travis out of West Palm Beach, Florida. South Florida, such an important recruiting ground for the Seminoles. Randy Shannon on their staff, former head coach from Miami, as we check in with the studio.
All right, guys, same as it ever was for Alabama. Second possession of the game, Bryce Young to Jaleel Billingsley. Florida moved the ball down, only came up with a field goal. Field goals aren't going to be the tide. Right now, 14-3 late in the first.
All right, back here, 55 seconds to go. And a good start to this ball game for that guy, Sam Hartman, who started as a true freshman at just 18 years old here at Wake Forest. Went through the adversity of an injury, and last year came back to lead his team to a record 36 points per game offensively. Pulls it out, fires, and it's complete for a gain of about 6 to Taylor Morin. 45 seconds to go.
If you've listened to Mike Norvell talk about Wake Forest's team, he says they're one of the most experienced teams in all of college football. Well, really what he's trying to say is they're old, okay? Sam Hartman is a fourth-year sophomore. These guys have a couple 23, 24-year-old grown men out there playing football, and that experience has paid dividends for them.
Turner on that last carry. And that's going to be the last play of the first transfer from Michigan. Dotson making the tackle on the play for Florida State.
You think Florida State's calmed down a little bit here, you know, after the rough start to the football game?
One thing for sure is that this Wake Forest offense with this carry now by Turner again is always going to keep that defense on its heels at a pace of about 90 plays per game. You've got to keep your head on a swivel. Jackson making the tackle on the play. Second down and 6.
When you talk about those 90 plays a game, it's the blessing and the curse of the up-tempo offense. They go 3 and out, they're off the field fast. Their defense is back out there, which is why a lot of times the defenses for these up-tempo teams aren't very good.
Hartman wide open over the middle, caught by Perry. He already has a touchdown catch. This one down to the 31. A.T. Perry out of Lake Worth, Florida, picks up 20 on the play to move the chains.
I mean, A.T. Perry is out here balling today at 6'5", 206 pounds. He looks like an NFL guy, and right now he's outshining anybody else on the football field.
They've got the football right now. Second down and 13 from the 34. Going to hand it off. Nowhere to go that time for Christian Turner with a third consecutive carry. Keir Thomas there to make the stop. Keir Thomas, the guy from Miami, Florida, Miami Central High School, one of the leaders of that Seminoles defense that really holds the guys on that side of the football to a higher standard. Loss of 1. Hartman on the out pattern, complete to Morin, and another flag thrown. Jerian Jones there on the coverage on a gain of 7 by Morin.
Yeah, I mean, if this flag is against Florida State, come on, guys.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 7. After distance to the goal, first down.
Oh, man. I don't know.
That's against Jerian Jones.
It looks like number 7, Jerian Jones, after the play, throws the guy down on the ground. Oh, don't be over there trying to say like what's going on, man. He tried to take it out on him because he got beat on that touchdown by A.T. Perry early in the game.
Moves the ball down to the 14-yard line. Adam Fuller, the defensive coordinator for Mike Norvell, said that we were going to see a lot of guys back there in coverage. First down and 10 from the 14. Deacon's going to run it again. This is Beal Smith. Had a couple of touchdowns in their opener against Old Dominion University. Brought down by Jermaine Johnson. Penalties will continue to be one of the prevailing storylines for the Seminoles over the last 2 games. 14 for over 140 yards.
And I can understand why Coach Norvell feels so strongly about these penalties, because usually teams who commit a lot of penalties aren't well coached. So it's a bad reflection on him and his staff.
11th play of the drive. Over the left side, Beal Smith. Brought down just shy of the 6-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. And they're still going quick and make a couple of substitutions on the offensive line. Florida State will do the same. Helmet came off of Tom, the starting left tackle.
I can tell you now, though, these penalties that Florida State are having, I believe they're more so out of frustration. They have such a great tradition. They're expected to win. They have all of Nole Nation bearing down upon them with that pressure, and I think that has more to do with it than the coaching staff.
Little bunch formation to the right. And what do you know? A little bit of linen on the field.
False start. Offense, number 79.
That's the
5-yard penalty.
fifth
Third down.
penalty. Fifth penalty against Wake Forest to 3 penalties for Florida State.
Yeah, like I said, misery must love company because they had 6 penalties all year, and today they are just committing fouls left and right. They still got the lead right now, but because of these penalties, they're keeping Florida State in the game.
3rd and 7 coming up. What do you like here for Wake Forest real quick, Robert?
I like the one-on-one matchup they have right now at the top of your screen. See if they go there.
Hartman going through his progression, fires, touchdown Demon Deacons. Donald Stewart with the catch.
You know, it's always fun when you fall into one like that. Donald Stewart was at the top of the screen, runs across the formation, gets in the vision of the quarterback on the scramble, and Hartman gets the ball to him.
It's just what
so
you
as
called.
you can see right here, Donald Stewart is right there. I told you before the play, they're going to try to work him up there. Nope, I was wrong. But guess what? Sam Hartman scrambles, keeps his eyes up, and, Mr. Stewart comes around and falls right in the end zone for a beautiful touchdown.
Transfer from Stanford University, a 6th-year senior, one of those line, and another flag down on the play. .10:47 to go. Let's see what this flag is about.
Doing the return. Holding. Receiving team, number 5. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Florida State.
Truist Field, unique in a couple of ways here, folks. When you look at the margin on the sidelines, these are very tight sidelines. And, Robert, that can kind of make things a little bit awkward at times when you got a lot of action coming toward the sidelines.
Yeah, there's a lot of action coming towards the sidelines from the playing field, right? And then there's also eyes and ears in the stands. You don't want to say it's anything too loud, anything that somebody might hear and say it's always inappropriate. I can only imagine what Coach Norvell was telling the ref there. Was he calling him a son of a biscuit-eating bulldog? I don't know. Let's see.
From the 15, a little toss into the boundary. Corbin, Toafili, his first touch of the football game, brought down by Taylor on the play. Look at the backdrop there. Deacon Hill, a place where local residents can come and enjoy a great Saturday afternoon of college football here for Wake Forest and its opponent. I'll tell you what, I'd give myself a blanket right now and go there with my favorite cold soda. I can call it. If they let me call it from there, Robert, I'd give it a shot. If Kim Belton and Anthony DeMarco, our producer and director, say it's okay, I'm in it.
Yeah, Deacon Hill is just a really cool backdrop, right? I remember playing here when I was a sophomore in college.
Ooh.
We won that game. They didn't like us, but hey, it was really cool to see the fans and the locals come out and just enjoy a game with their family.
Tell you what, that's one of the unique scenes that you only witness in college football. 3rd down and 8. College football is back, folks. Travis out of the backfield. Great open field tackle defensively by Gavin Holmes on the tailback, Jashawn Corbin. And it'll be 4th down, 3 and out for Florida State.
Just a easy routine tackle here by Gavin Holmes, but guess what? Corners usually are not known for making those types of plays, but he shot his gun like they always say. Whenever you're in the open field, shoot your gun. The receiver didn't know he was going to be there. The quarterback probably should have went somewhere else with the ball, but man, oh man, Gavin Holmes making a solid play there.
Jordan Travis has been the guy since the opening series of the ball game, and now into punt, Alex Mastromano with an Australian Kicking Institute. Former Aussie Rules football player, had a 45-yard punt with his left foot, his off foot, his weak foot last week. And a nice punt return by Taylor Morin. Now for today's Aflac trivia question. Last season, Jordan Travis set the Florida State single-season record for rush yards by a quarterback with 559. Robert, if you need to get this question.
Hey, now.
This is right in your wheelhouse,
Come on
bro.
now. Come on now.
Whose record did he break?
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say it was Charlie Ward.
Okay. You and Charlie both got that Heisman thing going.
I know.
so
It's my Heisman brother. It's a fraternity.
yeah.
You know, we're really close.
You got his stats on a laminated card in your back pocket. I know the truth on that.
Hey, man, Charlie Ward did it like we all wanted to do it, right? He
One
won
of
the
the best.
Heisman,
Yep.
and then he went and played in the NBA.
How about that? One of the best athletes I've ever seen in any sport. My former neighbor in Stamford, Connecticut. You had to really lean in to listen to Charlie. Soft-spoken, but his game spoke volumes. 1st and 10. Hartman taking a shot wide open. Roberson brought down. A touchdown-saving tackle made by Green on the play, but there's a flag as well. And this might come back.
Pass interference. Offense, number 2. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's going to go against Donald Stewart, who caught the last touchdown for Wake Forest on the previous sequence.
As you can see here, they go through this long mesh, right? Get the defense to pull up. But right here, number 2 is already blocking. And you can't be blocking before the ball is thrown. Didn't we just say misery likes company?
Robert,
they're making all these mistakes, man.
Partner, for the last 3 years, defenses have been complaining about that, right?
They
like
have.
telling referees, hey, you're not allowed to block that far downfield. And
This time it's on the wide receiver and not the offensive line,
how
right?
about that?
Most time receivers don't want to block.
Ellison in the backfield. Hartman sprays it out to Perry, and it's caught. They get back some of that yardage down to the 45-yard line. A pickup of 9 on the play. A.T. Perry, his game is speaking volumes here. Jaquari Roberson, who's the headliner coming in, not as much. But maybe there's a reason why Perry's open as much as he is. Lined up to the bottom of your screen. Roberson's the guy with 6 touchdown passes in as many games coming in. Hartman wisely throws it away. It goes beyond the line of scrimmage, outside the pocket, thus no flag for grounding. Well, our Aflac trivia question last season, Jordan Travis setting the FSU single season record for rush yards. Whose record did he break? Okay.
Hey, look at that, man.
Hey, I wish my questions were this hard in college.
Hey, you were looking like Charlie Ward last night shooting baskets up in the gym, you know. Hey, the Kipton here in Winston-Salem. Hey, tip my hat to you guys. Incredible hotel.
Hartman under pressure, and Florida State's going to get the sack here and bring up a 4th down. McClendon and Johnson there to make the stop on Hartman.
Yes, it might have been McClendon and Johnson, but Fabian Lovett, number 0, is the one who was pushing the pocket and made Sam Hartman have to move around. And when you look at that 0, you got these big fellas wearing these little numbers, right? These single-digit numbers, and they are stretching out the cloth on those bad boys now. Come on.
Doesn't feel right to me. Just
doesn't feel right.
doesn't feel right. 4th down coming up. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Florida State's defense with a nice stop that sequence. Ivan Mora punting from his 40, nose of the football down. Florida State 1st and 10. Ward fires on the skinny slant, complete to Carmen McDonald. And a nice gain and a very authoritative throw by that guy, Travis, to pick up 26.
Yeah, we're seeing more of Jordan Travis right now, and he's getting his confidence and getting it in a rhythm, and you see him just unleash a laser beam right there to Cameron McDonald.
Back to pass again, under pressure and sacked. Back at the 30-yard line. Good pressure by Miles Fox, the 7th-year senior. Miles Fox, one of those super seniors from Wake Forest.
Got to keep an eye on Jordan Travis there. He got thrown on his shoulder, and he got up a little bit weary, holding his arm a little bit. So Miles Fox is their dog up front. He's a tackle for loss guy, and boy, oh boy, did he burst through the line of scrimmage right there. There was no way that they're going to be able to block him.
Not every day you see a 7th-year senior on the field, and Jordan Travis is going to come out of the football game. Let's go down to Quinn.
Referee Marcus Woods basically escorting the quarterback off the field.
Oh, boy.
And now the quarterback has taken a knee over near the sideline. Jordan Travis, Marcus Woods determining that the quarterback was injured, asked him to leave the field. And so now we see McKenzie Milton.
And it was interesting, Quint, that Norvell told him, it seemed right there on your screen, to fall down. 2nd and 19, Milton back in at quarterback out of the shotgun. They go empty. Milton into traffic, picked off at midfield. It's coming back. Greer. And he's tackled inside the 40 at about the 37. The second turnover for the Seminoles.
Florida State, it's just miscue after miscue after miscue. McKenzie Milton comes in, and you could tell by that throw and his processing that he's just a little bit cold. Yes, the receiver was open, but he was open a half second before that. So when you see him drop back to pass, he's looking at the coverage, and his guy's wide open down the field, but by the time he throws it, he's not open anymore. That's how fast football happens. And McKenzie Milton being out for such a little bit of time and not being able to get into a rhythm is why that happened. And you see Mike Norvell right there. You know why he was upset that Jordan Travis had to come out of the game? Because he knew Jordan Travis was the hot hand. He loves McKenzie Milton. McKenzie Milton used to tear him up at UCF.
Right.
But this wasn't the time for him to go out there, and it shows right there.
When Milton was at UCF and when Norvell was at Memphis. A great run there out of the backfield, 1st and 10. Nice catch. This is DJ Williams. Brought down, Beal Smith brought down after the gain of 7. Approaching 5.5 minutes to go. And there's a look at the respective numbers on the two different quarterbacks that have taken snaps today. Hartman going to take off with it. There's a flag down back near the line of scrimmage. And now another one comes.
Yeah, when you got this penalty here, but we're talking about McKenzie Milton, Jordan Travis, and I'll get back to that right after this.
Offense, number 85, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Got the penalty there by Wake Forest, but you're talking about McKenzie Milton and Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis is clearly playing better today. And McKenzie Milton is a good player, and he has magic in his hands whenever he's in a rhythm. But right now, they notice that Jordan Travis is the one who needed to be the one getting the rose, right? He's the one that has had the better date. He's the one that they have more chemistry with right now, so they need to keep working with Jordan Travis, and that's why Mike Norvell was so upset that they forced his quarterback out of the game.
Costly sequences. Wake Forest has the football at the 41-yard line, 2nd and 13. Hartman in the offense, up to the challenge so far in this step up in competition. Beal Smith with the carry, picks up about 2. Jermaine Johnson making the tackle on the play. If you're going to get some answers from Florida State today defensively, most of them are going to come from that guy, number 11, Jermaine Johnson, who creates the culture on that side of the football. Arguably their most dynamic player defensively. The Georgia transfer, trying to make an impact. And a tough time getting lined up. Hartman takes a shot into the end zone. Flag down, incomplete, intended for Roberson. Brownlee back there and on coverage. Jarvis Brownlee.
You could make an argument this is offensive or defensive pass interference. There's a lot of grabbing and pulling and shugging up back there between Brownlee Jr. and Roberson.
Holding, defense, number 3, 10-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
It's right here, right at the top. There you go. They call that right there with Brownlee pulling through.
Right.
He pulled through too quick. He thought the quarterback was going to throw a line drive. He actually let it down the field, but one way or another, Florida State's DBs have to figure out a way to cover and win their one-on-one matchups. Jalen Ramsey ain't coming through that door, guys.
Right. Brownlee, a talented player out of Carroll City High School in South Florida. Important and fertile recruiting ground for Florida State. Demon Deacon's going to run this one. Beal Smith again. We talked about recruiting a little bit earlier. Randy Shannon is on that coaching staff for the Seminoles. He is a fantastic former head coach, worthy of being another head coach, and a very proficient recruiter as well, especially in talent-rich South Florida, Miami and Broward County. Great tackle off the edge on cue. Jarvis Brownlee, Carroll City High School, folks, if you don't know, part of the storied Soul Bowl back in the days between Carroll City and Northwestern. They used to fill up the Orange Bowl down there. There's a look at Randy Shannon. He used to fill up the Orange Bowl. About 40,000-50,000 in that game. Soul Bowl.
Oh, Randy Shannon.
I've been to one or two, Robert.
Oh, Randy Shannon's definitely that guy.
3rd down and 6. Hartman broke one tackle, couldn't break another. Wisely throws it away. Incomplete, and it'll be 4th down coming up. Amari Gaynor with good pressure. Just under 3.5 minutes to go. Former head coach of the Miami Hurricanes, Randy Shannon, now an analyst with Florida State.
Hey, man, Randy Shannon, you took over the job in Miami, crushed all my hopes and dreams, man. I wanted to go to Miami. I was ready to go. Coach Colquitt offered me a scholarship. Randy Shannon came in, and Ja'Cory Harris was his guy. And, you know, it is what it is, but
it happens.
At the end of the day, Randy Shannon is still a coach that is deserving of another opportunity, and he's biding his time as he continues to learn more and more about the game. And once you stop learning, you no longer need to be coaching anymore. But
for Travis, taking a shot, has a man at the 30, wide open. Room service, touchdown, Wilson. That's how you get it back. That's how you clap back, coach. Touchdown, Seminoles.
Okay, we see you, Florida State. Make it interesting then. Ontario Wilson right here. Man, they do a nice little bunch combination at the top, and they get him wide open with a flat defender, got a guy going underneath to take the safety away, and then he's just there running all by himself. And they said Jordan Travis could throw a deep ball. Oh my goodness, did he hit him in stride or what? Nole Nation's all standing up celebrating right now. Hopefully they're thinking that Florida State can get back in this bad boy.
What a dime drop by Jordan Travis. Robert, that's a pass that you could really appreciate, I'm sure. The deficit now down to 10 after that 65-yard pass and catch.
Yes, you see over here, you got Wilson here. They're going to snap the ball to quarterback, run the play action pass, run a guy in the flat, and then they're going to take this guy to take the safety away. He comes down. Ontario Wilson's open wide, right over the top. And Jordan Travis, this is what they've been wanting to see from him.
Hey, listen, I just want to get back to you with one thing, something you brought up at the top of the show. This is like The Bachelor between McKenzie Milton and Jordan Travis. If I'm Travis right now, am I going over to head coach Norvell saying, "Where's my bouquet? Where's my flowers,
You know
coach?
What Jordan Travis
it's
is doing
time.
right now? He's strutting down the sideline saying, "See, I told you so. I'm that man." And right now he is bawling, and the coaches are loving what they're seeing. I know Kenny Dillingham is just excited right now because this is the Jordan Travis they've been wanting to see for a long time.
Well, think about this. In that Notre Dame game, right, the first one of the season, the only reason McKenzie Milton came into the ball game for that one sequence, which opened the door for him subsequent to that, was because Travis lost his helmet on a play.
Yes, they really believe in Jordan Travis, the player. He's a sophomore. They think that he can be a star for them. All he does, they say, is score touchdowns. And right there, you got to see him show off that beautiful deep ball to Ontario Wilson.
Fair catch called in the end zone. Florida State is telling anybody willing to listen that they're just 2 plays away, 2 end-of-the-game plays away from being 2-0 and not 0-2. That's one of them. They lose to Notre Dame in overtime after a frenetic and furious 19-point rally to send it into extra time. And then this was last week against Jacksonville State. On the final play of the game, they lose. Those 2 plays have them sitting at 0-2.
What I've said all along is with Florida State, it's never been a talent issue. They have the talent. It's about the culture, the discipline, not hurting themselves. And maybe they can figure it out as this game continues to go on. But the fact of the matter is they are 0-2.
Justice Ellison with the carry that time with 3:10 to go in the first half. A prolonged first half after the numerous penalties so far in this football game. 2nd down and 7. Hartman to the short side of the field. Brandon Chapman, one of those super seniors, 6-year senior. There's 9 of them on the team. I'll tell you, it kind of reminds me of me when I graduated, Robert. It wasn't magna cum laude. It was thank you laude.
Oh, it was thank you laude, huh?
3rd and 7. Take that C+ and run, man.
You got your diploma, right?
Hey, the paper. It's about the paper.
Hey, man. That's all that matters, right?
To the 37, Chapman moves the chains with his 2nd consecutive reception. But what kind of impact does it have when you have those super seniors out there?
Yeah, like I said, these are grown men who have a lot of experience. They have set the tone for this program for years. So when the young guys come in, they get to learn behind these guys. These guys have a lot of playing experience, and it's really showing with how they started the season.
All part of the plan by Coach Clausen. Hartman taking a shot up top. Got a man. It's caught at the 20. What a grab by Perry. Man, he's putting on together his own mixtape today. Got in behind Brownlee again.
A.T. Perry and all 6'5" of them, right? Sam Hartman says, you know what, I think I got a mismatch over here. And A.T. Perry runs by him, goes up and tries to high point the ball. He is absolutely balling today, guys. Over 100 yards already, and we're still inside the first half. Wow.
Got 45 on that chunk of real estate down to the 19-yard line. Under a minute and a half to go. Less than 90 seconds, 1st and 10 for Wake Forest from the 19. Hartman hands it off. There's that prolonged mesh point, and the time they hang on to it. Ellison with a nice gain. That's up 2nd down and about 3 to go.
You know, we keep talking about this extended mesh point, and it's exactly what helped A.T. Perry get that one-on-one matchup down the field on the last play. They go with the prolonged mesh. The safety can't help the corner out at all. They throw the ball over the top, and that's really where Wake Forest has been getting a lot of their big plays, is in the play-action game.
Perry split to the bottom of your screen. You'll run it again. Ellison picks up the 1st down, tackled by Lundy. Here's the previous play.
All that mesh does is make the defense have to stay sound, right? The defensive line, Fabian Lovely talked about it, number 0. He talked about it all week. You have to play the run before you play the pass. So what does it do? It creates a stalemate at the line of scrimmage, and it allows Christian Bill Smith, Justice Ellison, and Christian Turner to make those Le'Veon Bell type cuts. You know?
Okay, like that analogy. Now let's take a look at this week's college football rankings, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. And Alabama, Florida. It's been all Alabama so far. We heard Matt Berry update us a moment ago, 21-9 in that one. And Clemson and Georgia Tech. That one's 7-0, closer than we thought. What's the difference between Clemson and the rest as we take a look at Wake Forest in this division?
Yeah, well, in the ACC, a lot of their top teams, their ranked teams, have losses except for Virginia Tech. So Clemson's only winning right now 7-0 against Georgia Tech. Is Wake Forest one of those teams that can creep in there and bridge that gap? We don't know. We'll see how they continue to play today.
They talk about going from good to great. 1st and goal. Ellison again, this time brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Keir Thomas and Amari Gaynor there.
Now you got Roberson, A.T. Perry. These guys are playing really, really well, and Sam Hartman, as a 4th-year sophomore, is out there wheeling and dealing.
2nd and goal. Hartman rolls out, going to tuck it under himself, and is pushed out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. Sets up 3rd down and goal. Looking forward, what are your options here if you're Wake Forest offensively?
They got to do what they've been doing. If you watch the tape of these guys, they love to run the ball into the end zone. And they've been efficient with that today. As you see, they've already got 24 points, and they're on pace to run about 120 plays.
Hartman ran for a touchdown in the opening drive, 1st quarter last week. You sometimes see them go wildcat. This is not one of those occasions. They've run 51 plays already. This will be 52. Hartman Pulls it incomplete. Nice play by Brownlee, who's been victimized numerous times. It was intended for Donald Stewart, but nice play by the second-year freshman corner.
Yes, Jarvis Brownlee does a phenomenal job of breaking up that passer. As you said, he has been victimized. People have been going after him, and sometimes you just got to stand your ground and make a play, and that's what he did right there. Super seniors, these guys that have been here 6-7 years. What does it do for them? Think about it when you look at AAU basketball or school basketball. You get these guys that get held back a couple years, and they're out there dominating. They're like, man, how old is this guy? Oh,
right.
He's 19, right? That's what Wake Forest is doing. They build these guys up over the course of time so that they can compete against the Florida States, the Clemsons, and all these other schools in the ACC.
Demon Deacons got it working here so far this afternoon with 24 seconds to go in the first half. They squib it down to the 7-yard line. That's Travis Jay coming back, and he gets rocked at about the 25-yard line. You know, a little bit of background on Wake Forest University. Famous alumni, both athletically and otherwise. Tuition back in 1967, $1,000. Wow. I don't think back then they needed tuition relief. I mean, geez, come out of school with a little bit less debt maybe back then.
Probably, right?
First school to provide laptops to students as part of tuition. That's pretty progressive thinking. Quinn? Original name was the Baptists.
Academically extremely rigorous, known as work forest among the students.
Oh man.
My goodness.
Oh man. I don't know if that's going to help enrollment, but hey, listen, you know what? Got that 1,200, 1,300 GPA. This is the place for you. And great athletics too. Good scramble by Jordan Travis down to the 40-yard line.
Hey,
I'm sorry. GPA. I said GPA. I meant Wake Forest. Florida State coming in has won 7 of the last 8 against the Demon Deacons, and Ward picks up the first down. If you're Florida State, what do you want to establish here on this opening drive, Robert Griffin, of the third quarter?
They're doing it right now. They're running the ball. They're going to use Jordan Travis in the passing game with the play action and use his legs. And you see it in spurts, right? They have these moments of greatness, and then they have times where they go backwards. And that's what they have to cut out. They have to be more consistent.
Travis, man, tried to hit Carson with a little bit of sauce in the open field, but Carson wasn't trying to try any. Made a nice open field tackle on the play. It'll be second down coming up. Jordan Travis picks up 4 yards. Remember, he suffered that slight shoulder injury in the second quarter.
And listen, there's so much time left in this game. Florida State can continue to run this type of game plan. Run the ball, use Jordan Travis's legs, throw the play actions, and just eat away at this lead if they can put points on the board.
Travis brought down near to the 40-yard line. Picks up 3 that time. Jordan Travis, remember, if you're just joining us, he didn't start this football game, folks. Mackenzie Milton played the first series, and then in the second series of the ball game, Travis came in. Milton had one more appearance, and he's only played 2 or 3 series in this football game, and it's been Travis for most of the way. 3rd and 3 coming up. Corbin in the backfield. Travis is going to be sacked at midfield. Ja'Cory Johns got to him. And 4th down, and Travis looks like he's hurting a little bit, dragging that right shoulder. That's the same one that had the officials send him off the field earlier. Meanwhile, that's the 3rd sack of the football game for Wake Forest.
Wake Forest has been scheming him up on 3rd downs all day, and right there they brought Luke Masterson right up the middle, but it wasn't Luke that really got the pressure on him. It was Ja'Cory Johns, number 4, who won on the edge, and that's something that Wake Forest has really been looking out for from this guy, to be able to create and win one-on-one matchups.
Mastromano going to punt from his own 36.
Means everything for me. What's up, boss? Good luck, y'all boys. Keep it going, man. Keep it going. Man, it's a lot. This is home for me. I'm born and raised here. It's hometown. You know what I mean? So to be here is an honor and a privilege.
What impact did it have on you?
Huh?
What impact has this place had on your life?
Oh, a lot. I wouldn't be where I am without the things that I learned with my teammates, my coaches, my late coach Skip Prosser, who believed in me. You know what I mean? So this is sort of where I started to become a man.
Now you're in the Hall of Fame. What kind of emotions do you deal with when the crowd gets on their feet and gives you that great applause?
Man, you know, I got my kids here, my whole family here. Good luck, big dog. You know what I'm saying? What's up, boss? I don't know, man. I look at myself, I see them. You know what I mean? I see them, you know, these kids all trying to get to the next level. Y'all keep it going, man. Finish it off.
Biggest cheerleader. Congratulations, Chris. Thank you.
Chris Paul really engaged. You love to see the involvement, the ties, the affinity he has for the current players on the football team, cheering them on. And, man, you talk about a guy that means everything to this university. Born and raised here, as he's talked about. His dad, Charles, his mom, Robin, just fantastic people. Had a chance to see his run last year through the Western Conference in the NBA. The Phoenix Suns All-NBA this year. I think he was a top 3 pick. Should have been, I think, one of the top 3 finalists for MVP this year. He finished in the top 5. 3rd down and 3. Boy, what a shot by Hartman. Thread the needle to Morin. Ronnie Skinner also inducted into the Hall of Fame. 4-yard gain on the play. Saw Ish Smith there, former player here at Wake Forest University. They've had some guys, Robert, come through the doors here.
Yes, they have. And as you see these guys, they're not just alumnus, right? Okay. Alumni. These guys are fans. Right. You saw Chris Paul there rooting the guys on, telling them to finish. And that's probably the biggest message they can get right now. For this coaching staff, don't start going slow. Continue to do what you've been doing.
Defense, more than 11 on the field at the snap. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You see another penalty there from Florida State. But for Wake Forest, they just got to keep doing what they've been doing. 27-14. He's dapping guys up. He's excited about what he sees.
Got little Chris with him too, his son, engaging with fans as well. And Chris Paul, a big sports fan. Hey, we were bowling last night at our hotel. Chris Paul I've seen him bowl 300 a few times. It's no joke for him.
Oh, is he serious with
it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Got his own tournament.
Are you sure that was Chris Paul or was that Cliff Paul?
I'm not sure. Hey, keep an eye on the Phoenix Suns this year. Remember, ABC is the home of the NBA Finals exclusively. And you can catch the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Lakers in a preseason game coming up on ESPN sometime soon in October, folks.
Uh-oh.
See Chris Paul doing his thing. Re-signed with the Phoenix Suns. Got a big bag. 1st down and 5 for Hartman and the Demon Deacons. And wisely throws it away in the vicinity of A.T. Perry. 3rd down and 5. How important for Wake Forest to keep their foot on the gas here?
Oh, it's paramount. It's the most important thing. I wanted to talk about this all game, but Wake Forest really isn't a game plan offense. So you'll see a bunch of different guys catching passes on 3rd downs. It's all based off of what Florida State gives them on defense.
I bet 2nd down coming up here. That pass is going to be ruled complete. Wow, at the 41.
I don't know if he caught that one. Taylor Morin did a good job making the ref think he caught it, but it looked like it hit the ground.
Well, they're not going to review this. 6-yard gain on the play. 1st down from the 41. Hartman with a clean pocket. Going to run it. And good tackle that time from Kalen DeLoach, who missed the first half because of a targeting penalty the previous game.
We see, did he make the catch? I mean, from that angle, you can't tell. His body's in front of the ball, but maybe that's the angle they were looking at upstairs.
Hartman, boy, in a tight window, completes it again at the 29-yard line. Working against Jones, catch by Morin.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether he caught that last one or not, right?
Yeah.
He caught that one, and the ball, they're still moving the ball down the field. Good job, Wake Forest.
10-yard pickup. Hartman, 2 hands on the football, brought down right near the 25-yard line by Sidney Williams, picks up 4. How surprised are you we haven't seen a lot of catches by Roberson today?
I'm very surprised. Last year, he finished the season with 4 straight 100-yard games, and he was really the star coming into this one. But A.T. Perry has come up and played big today, and it seems like now teams are going to have to focus on both of these guys out wide.
Ellison with the run picks up another first down, picks up 7 on the game.
Head down, nothing good happens with the neck. You've got to see your target, get your eyes on your target, get your head up. Don't use the crown of your helmet. The rule designed to protect tacklers from hurting themselves. Contact with the head down like that.
Good rule and good call.
Yeah, you know, guys, I understand the rule and I understand the call, but these guys have been learning how to play football like this for generations, right? And so if we want to continue to implement these rules, we have to start them at the younger ages so that they don't have this in them.
12th play of the drive coming up for Wake Forest. First and goal from the 9. Hartman into the end zone. Caught and then dropped. Incomplete for Roberson. We were just alluding to the fact that he's been conspicuous by his silence so far. Jamie Robinson back there defending on the play.
Yeah, I mean, right here, Jamie Robinson does a phenomenal job of just playing the hands, right? We always talk about it. Finish the plays. Number 10 there comes up big for Florida State, keeping them in this game because a touchdown here can really hurt them.
Second and goal coming up. Buried to the bottom of your screen. They're going to run it. It's Ellison close to the goal line, but just short. Going to be 3rd down and goal coming up.
Man, Justice Ellison right there looked like he really had a nose for the end zone. Wake Forest is trying to push this game even further out of reach, while Florida State needs a big time stop here on 3rd and goal to keep their hopes of winning this game alive.
Look at that, 407 yards of total offense. They slowed it down a little bit here, not going quite as fast. Remember, they ran over 50 plays in the first half. On 3rd and goal, touchdown, Demon Deacons, Justice Ellison.
As a running back, they teach them to just ride the wave. Sometimes don't try to make a cut too soon. Be patient. Justice Ellison did that right there on the 1-yard line and just followed his big body guys in front of him right into the end zone.
They're going to go for 2 here. Hartman going to take off 2. Coming off a loss against Jacksonville State at home. This their first ACC game. And a big mountain to climb right now.
Yeah, they have a big mountain to climb. And
Mackenzie Milton coming back into the ball game. Jordan Travis, Robert, was shaken up on that previous series. We saw that. So if you're just joining us, Mackenzie Milton actually started this game, played a couple of series or 3, and then went back to the bench. And it had been all Jordan Travis until now. There's a look at the respective numbers. So Philly in the backfield. Milton over the middle completes it. That's Wilson. Picks up a first down out around the 40-yard line. Got about 13 on the gain. Mackenzie Milton had 8 different surgical procedures to be able to save his knee and leg after that cataclysmic leg injury he suffered in November of 2018. Toafili again. Nice run after the catch inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. His surgeon, Milton's surgeon, actually said at one point to be able to just walk would be a slam dunk. That would be a huge win, but he has battled all the way back. You see the brace on his leg still. But that's a small inconvenience because he's actually able to play football right now. Here's what his surgeon said, Dr. Levy. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm not aware of anyone that's done it. Well, he has. And in the moments right after his injury on that football field, as they took him into the locker room, they couldn't find a pulse in his right leg. And at that point, you have precious moments, minutes, seconds to be able to find one or have the pulse come back so that you can save the leg. They were fortunately able to save it. And then after 3 procedures, Robert, the leg actually got infected. Subsequent to that, he had 5 more operations. What a long and arduous road back for Milton.
Yeah, McKenzie Milton is college football's Alex Smith story. And as you talk about the pulse in his leg and the fact that he almost had to get it amputated. Think about going from that and then over 1,000 days later stepping back on a college football field and just how good that must feel for him, his family, his loved ones. And he's been an inspirational story, not only for the Seminoles, but for all of college football.
Yeah, big time. Facts. Ward in the backfield. 6:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. Seminoles got to get to work. Milton gets rid of it quickly to the wrong guy almost. Almost interception for Kalen Carson. And here's why McKenzie Milton is in the football game. 2 very telling, significant hits. One right there on Jordan Travis. And this was the second one, Robert.
Yeah, Wake Forest has been swarming all day, and Jordan Travis falling on that shoulder 2 times has put McKenzie Milton back in the game. And defensive coordinator Lyle Hemphill talked about the fact that when those 2 guys are switching in and out, they have 2 completely different game plans because they have 2 different skill sets.
Milton on the quick toss to the open side of the field. Ward takes it all the way down to the 20-yard line. Nice gain. And running by Treshawn Ward picks up 18.
Yeah, and it's great to see some life, right, out of this Florida State offense. Once again, you get McKenzie Milton in there. He's come in, thrown a couple passes. Their running game is back working again. Florida State has to do something right here to stay in this game.
From the 19, Milton, they bring a little bit of pressure. Dumps it off to Ward. Great call. He found his man in the screen, and he makes it all the way down to the 12. A 7-yard gain. McKenzie Milton's processing speed is at an elite level, in the words of his offensive coordinator, Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah, he processes at an extremely high level because he has to. It's part of his skill set. He sees things before they happen. He's an anticipation thrower. And, you know, they don't call him Mr. Hawaii for no reason. He's got that feel, baby.
2nd down and 3. McDonald in motion. They run a little counter to Corbin. Hey, speaking about him being from Hawaii, what about Dylan Gabriel? An unfortunate break for him. Injured on the last play of the game in that UCF loss to Louisville last night. A thriller you saw on ESPN.
Yeah, it's really just unfortunate for UCF and for Dylan Gabriel. And he's even spoke about it on record that McKenzie Milton is the only reason he even considered going to UCF.
3rd and 2. And they're going to end up short on the run by Corbin. 4th and 2 coming up.
Yeah, they're going for it.
They got to go for it here.
They got to go for it. It's 35-14, 4 minutes left in the 3rd. They got to find a way to get this conversion, right? Their whole sideline needs this. Right now, they're on the edge of their seats right now. They're all standing up because they know how important this down is right here.
Temperature check for Mike Norvell and his team. On 4th and 2. Milton going to run it himself and get stopped short. That defensive front impenetrable for Wake Forest. Bothroyd making the initial hit. And they'll take over on downs.
This is a play right here that they probably wanted number 13, Jordan Travis, on. But Wake Forest does a great job of setting the edge, making McKenzie Milton turn up, and he goes right into the arms of Rondell Bothroyd. And as you see here, Coach Mike Norvell just...
Right now, Robert, he's feeling busted, disgusted, and not to be trusted. I mean, Mike Norvell is going through it here this afternoon. 3:48 to go. And still searching for answers on that Florida State sideline.
Yeah, they really are.
Christian Turner on the run. Well, Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli is on ESPN2 at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, breaking down the Lions-Packers game from their basements with special attention paid to the quarterbacks, of course, Jared Goff and last season's MVP Aaron Rodgers, a bad man. Monday Night Football coverage also available on ESPN and the ESPN app, one tap. And a run there by Christian Turner.
Like the Packers, right? Packers trying to get back on track. A-Rod, trying to shake off some dust, right? Get his groove back, as they say. Jared, go ahead.
Yeah, I love that Peyton and Eli broadcast last week. But I think they were stretching the truth when Lamar Jackson ran for that great touchdown. And he said that they taught him that at the Manning Passing Academy.
Yeah,
I think that was a little stretch, Rob.
It's called the Manning Passing Academy, not the Running Academy.
3rd and 6. Hartman, and he's going to be sacked by McClendon II. And he comes up with the football, but Florida State saying that they have it. It's 4th down coming up.
I was going to say,
yeah,
this was a big stop for Florida State, right?
Yeah.
They go and they're in the red zone. They get shut down, turnover on downs. How does your defense respond in those situations, right? What do? They come out, they stop them, get the ball back. It's still the 3rd quarter, and yeah, they're down by 3 scores, but guess what? They can still win this game. This is college football. We've seen crazier things happen, without a doubt.
Let's keep an eye on Keyshawn Helton, number 6 for Florida State, back with his punt. Right at midfield at the 50. Seminoles came after it. Helton's going to watch it bounce and take an auspicious bounce for the Demon Deacons all the way down to the 31. Taco Bell welcomes you to the Live Más student section of the year contest. Use hashtag student section sauce to get the committee's attention to go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. Student section sauce. Sounds like something I would say. 57-yard punt. Looking for them checks and royalties.
That's very true. Very true.
1:52 to go in the 3rd quarter. Mackenzie Milton back in the football game at quarterback. Jordan Travis on the sidelines. First down and 10. McDonald in motion. Now he sets. Milton downfield on the post. A little bumping and going on, and no flag thrown. Incomplete. Broken up by Carson. You're watching ESPN College Football presented by Papa John's from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. 1:45 to go. Here in the 3rd quarter, Mark Jones chopping it up with Robert Griffin III, Quint Kessenich down on the field. As the Demon Deacons surging ahead, leading by 21. On this run, Jashawn Corbin picks up the first down. Been a leader on that offensive side of the football for Florida State all year.
Yeah, he really has. And, we heard an interesting story about him after the Jacksonville State game.
Right.
They said that in their toughest moment, when everything was going bad for them and they just lost, Corbin was in the locker room picking up trash. Those are the types of details that Florida State needs. They need those types of leaders. And at the end of the day, I believe they just need some good things to happen for them so they can feel good about the work that they're putting in.
Well, there's a lot of people that believe in Coach Norvell, including Leonard Hamilton, the basketball coach. Had a chance to speak with him recently about the ACC season coming up, some of his NBA players, and he's a firm believer that it's going to go their direction here soon. And this is Ward. Ward is stopped up after a gain of about 3 on the play.
Listen, for Noel Nation out there and everybody who's a fan of the Seminoles, and really college football in general, it takes about 3 years for a program to really show what its merits are going to be. I remember when I was at Baylor, we were 4-8 in our first year, 4-8 in our second year. In our 3rd year, at one point in the year, we were 7-2 and first in the Big 12. Mike Norvell needs time to build his program, and hopefully next year, or even this year, they'll have some results.
Milton scrambling on 2nd and 7. Pass complete to Wilson. One thing when you watch Milton throw the football, Robert, and obviously you played the position, you know better than anybody. It's kind of a short, compact motion. It's a little different almost.
Yeah, he's a flicker.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He flicks the ball there and flicks the ball
I'm Baptist,
there,
but
right?
I don't know anything about flicker. I'm Baptist.
There you go. But, McKenzie Milton, he throws it a little bit different than other guys, but everybody's got their own natural throwing motion.
Well, we're going to throw it to the 4th quarter because we're out of time in the 3rd. Milton with a daunting challenge ahead. Important role of teachers and their impressive efforts during the ongoing pandemic. On behalf of the College Football Playoff Foundation and ESPN, we would like to donate a $1,000 gift card to Shayna Jacobson Aspinwall for her hard work and commitment to the kids in their classroom. They can use the money for any school resources they need for the students. When you talk about the salt of the earth and the fabric that takes care of the next generation of not just student athletes, but students in general, teachers are always going to be my MVP, Quint, on the completion on the play to Helton.
North Gwinnett High School, Sewanee, Georgia. She's a science teacher. Sean McGinn, the left guard for Wake Forest, recommended her, said her support when he was a high school student, and now it has continued. She actually went to a Wake Forest Georgia Tech game in Atlanta back in 2017. The support, she's attended games. She blinded me with science, Mark.
Hey, that's a great one, Quinn. And like I said, that's a great resource for the kids to have moving forward. $1,000 certificate. Cameron McDonald with the reception on the play. Florida State threatening here to start the 4th quarter. Down 35-14, 2nd and 2. McKenzie Milton out of the shotgun. Ace formation, 2 tight ends, 2 wideouts. And a quick pitch, but nowhere to go for McDonald. And he'll actually lose a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down coming up. What do you like looking forward now for the Seminoles in terms of their play call?
I was going to say right there, they actually tried to run a fake off of the 4th down play that they ran on the previous drive, but that play didn't work, and Luke Masterson did a great job with his eyes, making sure he kept it on his luggage and got the tight end down there. But with Florida State here, they're going to run a bunch up here to the field, trying to take an advantage of that on 3rd downs because they know that this single receiver to the bottom of your screen might get doubled by that safety that you see there.
It's McClain at the bottom of your screen. Opposite the bunch at the top. Milton looks to the bunch side, completes the pass to Wilson. Great move, keeps those legs going, and got hit at the 1-yard line. And it's going to be short of the end zone, but boy, great move on Carson by Wilson.
Yes, and I talked to Kenny Dillingham, the offensive coordinator, and he said they wanted to use those bunch sets to create mismatches, as you saw right there.
They go quickly on the snap. Loose ball. It comes out. Still loose. Still loose. And Wake Forest recovers in the end zone. A cataclysmic, disastrous turnover for Mike Norvell and the Seminoles. In the ESPN app, one tap. That pass complete. To the short side of the field. Good catch by A.T. Perry, who really set the tone for this game early. Meanwhile, this set the tone, unfortunately, for Florida State. Miscues, one of the prevailing storylines for them. That penalty was costly on sportsmanlike conduct. Then just a few short moments ago, McKenzie Milton put it on the ground and turned it loose.
We talked about it with Florida State. They needed something good to happen. And they had some of those things happen throughout today's game. But then right when they thought they had the shiny toy and everything was going to go right, they had these miscues. And it's just unfortunate because a team that is so talented shouldn't be making these types of mistakes.
A pass incomplete by Sam Hartman, intended for A.T. Perry. 7 penalties, down from 11 penalties last week. 3 turnovers, a low 3rd down conversion rate, and giving up 3 sacks.
Yeah.
And not to mention the injury to their quarterback, Jordan Travis.
Exactly. It just seems like the mistakes that Florida State is making are coming at the critical points in the game. And that's when you have to be at your best and have the type of discipline to make those plays.
Between the tackles out to the 41-yard line, it's Beal Smith. Beal Smith, a 5'10" junior out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, a local product who, from the time he started playing youth football, always made it known that he was desirous of attending this school. 3rd down and 4 coming up. You know things are going your way when the rainbow is bending towards your side of the field.
Wake Forest definitely has had the luck of the Irish on their side today.
Luck of the Baptists. 3rd and 4. Oh, great run by Beal Smith. Stayed on his feet. And down in 10. And right now, Wake Forest is showing us who they are.
Yeah, they are.
And we believe them.
We definitely do believe them.
She passed away, Maya Angelou did, on May 28, 2014. And Quint has more. Quint?
She said, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." This Wake Forest team, maybe once a caterpillar, now in the chrysalis stage, ready to emerge, ready to fly. How far can they fly? Can they go from good to great?
Boy, that's it. You got it, Quinn. I mean, that's been the mission statement for Wake Forest. And when you look at the gap between Clemson and everyone else, why not Wake Forest? Why not the Demon Deacons? No longer just the caterpillar. Looking very much closer to a butterfly than a caterpillar right now as Justice Ellison carries the football. About 9.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and I think what we're talking about with Dave Clawson, it's a testament to him, right? He's a builder of programs. They got a double rainbow out here. You see that, right? One of Maya Angelou's famous quotes was, "Try to be a rainbow in somebody's clouds," right? There's a big cloud over Florida State right now. Maybe that's exactly what Wake Forest is trying to be.
Go 3rd down and 3 from the 42, and we see the Demon Deacons becoming a lot more purposeful right now, slowing it down a little bit. Handoff to Ellison again, and the pile moves. Did it move far enough though? Let's see where they spot the football. It's going to be short of the 1st down. 4th down coming up from just shy of that 1st down marker. And
yeah, Dave Clawson says he's going for it, right?
What does this say about Wake Forest right here going for it, if anything? Am I making too big a deal out of it?
No, you're not making too big a deal out of it. They want to leave no doubt. They're saying, we believe our guys up front can block your guys up front, and we can get this 1 yard on 4th and 1. See if they're right.
It's time to roll up your sleeves. Whitehart in motion. They hand it off. Oh, and the tailback, Ellison, ran into his own man. They implode on 4th down, and they don't get the 1st down. Blake Whitehart was in motion, and Ellison ran right into him. So Florida taking a shot downtown into traffic and intercepted again at the 15-yard line. Travion Red comes out of the pile with it. One and done with the football for Florida State.
McKenzie Milton, he knows they need a big play. They know they need to score fast. There's only 8 minutes left in the game. So what does he do here? He forces the ball down the field into double coverage, hoping and praying that his receiver will be able to make this catch. So you'll see him here. He's going to fake it to the running back and roll out. And he's got this guy right here running down the middle of the field with the safety. There's no reason for him to throw this pass other than the fact that they're down 35-14 and he's trying to give his team a spark. Sometimes as quarterbacks, when we try to do too much, we actually hurt our teams, and McKenzie Milton's not having his best day today.
5 turnovers this afternoon for Mike Norvell's Florida State Seminoles. Christian Beal Smith in the backfield on 1st down and 10. They hand it off to Beal Smith, who bounces it outside, stays in bounds, and falls down right near the line of scrimmage. But, you know, Dave Clawson told us, he said, taking that next step in our league is difficult. But we think we have a group of players this year that can do it. You know, the 9 super seniors, the depth is there, and this arguably his most talented team. The credo, of course, good to great. We talked about that earlier. They've been to 5 consecutive bowl games and looking for a breakout season and off to a good start here in game 1 in their conference schedule.
I think what people have to realize about Coach Dave Clawson is that he is a builder of programs. This is what he does, right? He's come in here to Wake Forest. He's kept the same offensive staff. Oh,
Beal Smith on the loose, pushed out of bounds at the 40. And goes down into the table.
Oh, wow.
And bounces right back up. A flag thrown on the play as well. You wonder if Beal Smith was actually pushed into the sideline. And
Holding. Offense.
not quite. It's going to come back.
10-yard penalty. Second down.
Yeah, Clawson built programs at Fordham and Richmond and now doing it at Wake. But back to this last play.
Yeah, I mean, it's a legal hit. That's a legal hit by Brownlee Jr. Beal Smith just kind of looked like Odell Beckham right there. Tight sideline. A lot of things over there. Couldn't avoid it. Remember that one time Odell ran into the and got in a fight with the kicking net? Kind of looked like that right there.
Yeah.
But you talked about Dave Clawson and how this is what he does. He did it at Richmond. He did it at Fordham. He did it at Bowling Green. And he's come here and he's created consistency. He's a disciplinarian type of coach. And he expects greatness out of his guys, but he also understands that at Wake Forest, they're not going to get all the 5-star players. They're not going to get all the flashy guys that come from California and Florida and Texas, but the guys they do get, they will coach them up and give them the time they need to be the best player they can be.
Turner picks up about 5 on the play. Number of total plays, Wake Forest pretty much right on pace to hit that 90 mark, which tells them they played at just the right pace offensively. Beal Smith picks up about 6 on the play. Clock running with 6:18 to go in the football game. Wake Forest on the verge of improving to 3-0. It was great to talk to Coach Dave Clawson about his coaching roots at Fordham and strolling through the Bronx and stopping at Full Moon Pizza and grabbing a slice at his favorite spot there. The real Italian style pizza. Just in case you were wondering, Rob.
In case anybody was wondering,
My
right?
fine Epicurean taste can confirm that. In the real Little Italy.
Oh boy.
4th down. Line drive punt returnable by Helton, but nowhere to go. Let's go back to the studio.
All right, checking in on Alabama and Florida. This one was ugly early. Alabama, then Brian Robinson Jr., 28-16 at that point. But I tell you what, Florida is back in this game. Emory Jones here, first and goal. Right now, 31-23 Alabama. Coming up when you guys go final, JT Daniels and the Dogs getting set to host South Carolina. Jonesy, I think you're projecting. I think you're hungry, which is why you're talking about all the food.
Hey, you know how it goes. It'd be like that sometimes. It'll be like that, Matt. 5.5 minutes to go. Our producer, Kim Belton, of course, a Bronx native. Stanford University varsity basketball player, one of the members of their Hall of Fame. Knows all about that Bronx pizza. Ball comes loose. Milton put it on the ground. He got rocked. Chase Jones recovers it. Luigi the Lane hit him and hit him hard to dislodge the football.
I mean, Wake Forest's defense is swarming right now, almost smothering Mackenzie Milton. As you see him drop back here, he steps up in the pocket, and when you go, you got to go. But they just, oh, what a hit right there. Man, I know Mackenzie Milton's going to feel that one in the morning.
Well, when you have been through what Mackenzie Milton has been through out of football for almost 3 years, he knows how to deal with adversity.
Yes, he definitely does. He definitely knows how to deal with adversity, and that's what Florida State has been faced with right now. And they're going to have to, it's just a gut check time for him, right?
Yeah.
After this game, going 0-3 for the first time since 1976. These guys are going to have to pick each other up, right? They're going to need Noel Nation to rally behind them. because this is not what they expected and not how they have worked to put this product on the field.
Wake Forest going to run it. Turner moving the pile. Think about the turnover of coaches they've had since Bobby Bowden left Tallahassee. They've yet to achieve the level of success that he has. But the sentiment abounds still for the ball coach, Bobby Bowden.
Without a doubt. And, you know, we're here at Wake Forest and we're talking about the great coach, Bobby Bowden. And, you know, you have Maya Angelou, and she said, I have learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And that is something that when you talk to people about the great coach Bobby Bowden, he embodied that.
Right.
That's what he was. And that's what Florida State is looking for, not just out of their coach, but out of their program. And they want to be able to inspire people to come and join in that tradition.
Yeah.
And they've been lacking that a lot since Jimbo Fisher left, really.
You think about the very distinct shadow that is cast by the late, great Bobby Bowden, to the point where you saw that famous hat of his adorned across the wall here at Wake Forest University, paying respect to the late great coach. Turner with another first down run close to the 20-yard line. It's tough to always walk in the shadow of a guy like that. I mean, even if you're not the guy coming right after the guy or the guy coming after the guy who came after the guy, it's always going to be about Bobby Bowden to a certain degree at Florida State.
And what you want to do with that is add to it, right? Not take away from it. Bobby Bowden will always be felt as one of the greatest to ever do it because of how he impacted people, because of the way he went about it. And I think that's what Florida State is trying to do. And maybe they need to give Mike Norvell more time so they can create that consistency.
It's just year 2 for Coach Norvell. Under 4.5 minutes to go. On down to the 20-yard line. Coming up at 7:30 Eastern Time, the day is capped off by our ACC Network primetime matchup. Presented by Geico. Virginia squaring off against number 21 North Carolina. Don't have ACCN? Go to ACCN.com for instant access. That's ACCN.com for instant access. You saw Mackenzie Milton, Mike Norvell, a couple of guys right now for Florida State. Looks like they're suffering from a torn motivator cuff.
Oh, my goodness.
Not a lot going on right now. I mean, with less than 4 minutes to go, not much you can do. At the mercy of the clock and the scoreboard, Wake Forest can be very methodical and laborious now. Just take their time about winding it down.
But, you know, I want to go back to your point about the look on the face of Mackenzie Milton and Coach Norvell. I've seen this picture around on the internet, and it's of the guy with the pickaxe, right? He's hitting away at the stone, and he's walking away just as he's about to get towards some gold. And I feel like that's where Florida State is right now. They have to continue to keep working hard, keep zoning in on the details, and then the results will come. I know it's hard. They're about to be 0-3, and it's hard to see that now, but eventually they will have that breakthrough.
3rd and 5. Turner again. Found a crease on the left side of the offensive line and gets the first down. Quint, an opposite story for Wake Forest, right?
You talk about a tempo team taking their time in the second half, playing situational and complementary football with an eye on the long term. This is a team, they've gotten off to great starts in September, but lack of depth, injuries, too much pressure on their defense. It's not the same product at Halloween and in November. And I think the strategy in the second half here, just win the game, get off the field, stay healthy, is really apparent from Coach Clawson.
Yeah, they finished to 0-3. You see it right there last year. Great point, Quint. And in finishing 0-3, Hartman threw a bunch of interceptions in their bowl game against Wisconsin last year. So he's able this afternoon to expunge the odious taste of that performance against an FBS opponent here. Well, this week's Sunday Night Baseball game is the big series finale between the Phillies and Mets at Citi Field. Both teams chasing the second wild card spot, pardon me. It's right here on ESPN, Deportes, and the app. One app, one tap. Our coverage begins 6 Eastern with baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. You know, speaking of the Mets, saw that 1 October in Queens. What a great 30-30 to see the images of Darryl Strawberry and Dwight Gooden brought me back to a time when I was really in love with the sport of baseball, and that team had so much charisma. Great job by our people at ESPN putting that together.
Good old Darryl Strawberry, man. Said he hit that homer off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
Old Expo Center, right?
Big time win here for Dave Clawson and Wake Forest. And a little bit of a derisive tomahawk cheer by Wake Forest fans pointed towards the Florida State faithful.
Yeah, I was going to say, early in this game, it felt like and looked like Florida State had finally found the key to success. But then out of nowhere, someone changed the lock.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Seminoles and their quarterbacking position for next week. But it's about that quarterback and that team right now. Wake Forest, Sam Hartman got the J.